unfortunate and disturbing news to release to you guys. So, United States defender Mark McKenzie, he was subjected to racial abuse on social media after his team's 3-2 victory against Mexico in the CONCACAF National League final on Sunday. And he ended up posting something late Monday about it. And he basically said, and I quote, the amount of racial abuse and personal attacks on myself, my family from supporters and non-supporters just ain't it. And in case you guys are wondering, Mark McKenzie, he is a black soccer player, and that's what he wrote on his Instagram story. And I did have there was a picture of what he wrote in his notes, but for some reason I lost it and I couldn't find it. But if I do find it, I will like try to post it on the in the description below on the YouTube channel. But basically, the reason why they were giving him racial abuse, Nate, is because what had happened was during the game is he plays for Genk in Belgium. He had a giveaway Sunday night that led to Jesus Corona's goal for Mexico after only 63 seconds, and he was whistled for a handball in the 119th minute. And Ethan Horvath, he then saved the penalty to preserve the win. And then McKenzie took to Twitter to denounce the abuse, and he called on social media organizations to step up and be held accountable as well. So, and yeah, Nate. So the final in Denver was marred by unruly fan behavior, and it also included objects thrown onto the field and a brief pause in the game because fans wanted to use anti-gay chants. So let me tell you something. Before I say anything, Nate, there actually is a quote from the Costa Rica team manager. His name is Greg Berhalter. He called the abuse disgusting, and he said, and I quote, this is kind of a long quote, so I'll try to read it as fast as I can. It has no place in sport. The guys that our business professional sports, you take enough criticism about a performance and about guys having an off game and saying you're not a good player or something like that. And to bring something like race into it is absolutely disgusting and out of bounds, and there is no place for it. I've been following, the abuse toward players in England as well, and now it's closer to home. And we support Mark 100%, and we don't stand for any of that stuff. We have absolutely zero tolerance for things like that. I wish there was a way to hold people like that more accountable. To me, the people get on Twitter and get on Instagram or whatever, and they get bold and they do things that they normally wouldn't do in life. And I wish there was a way to hold them more accountable because that has no place in our day. Now, again, before I start, first thing I just want to say the source for this was ESPN Associated Press. Let me tell you something, Nate, okay? This, like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand why you could be mad at a player. And again, I'm not sure what these people are telling him because, again, he says there's racial abuse, so it could be from a lot of people. So it's probably so much of it that he can't even keep track of it. I don't, okay. Now, obviously, I've been mad at players before, whether it was like a kicker like Dan Bailey for the Vikings. I've been mad at him those days where he just kept missing kicks. Or I've been mad at like Kirk for throwing a lot of picks. Or when you go to basketball, if a player's like overshooting, I get mad at him. You know what I'm saying? Or baseball, if players not doing good, like percentage, like batting average wise, I'll get upset. Here's my problem though, Nate. I would never lead to race or anti-gay chants. That's just wrong. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I am not happy with the way this player is performing. Okay. So if I'm gonna trash anything, it's gonna be his performance. It's as simple as that. All right. Now, obviously, we're not out there doing it too. That's a different topic for a different time. But here's my problem. Okay. There are people who go above and beyond and they start turning it into a race topic and they start turning it into an anti-gay topic. And the reason why that turns into that is because these people, they end up saying racist things and they end up saying anti-gay things. It's wrong. And the reason why is because there is no reason there is no reason why you're saying, okay, there's absolutely no excuse to the reason why you're saying these things. All right. If you want to be mad at him, if you want to get all mad at the player or whatever and tell him like, hey, there are people who go like, you suck, blah, blah, blah. They trash his performance. Okay, I get that part. But to literally bring race involved into it, like that's just wrong, Nate. Again, we talk about this many, many times, and there are too many topics where we talk about this. Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's been a lot of soccer topics where we talk about race. Okay. I've just noticed that, there's been a lot of soccer topics and it shouldn't happen. Okay, now I'm not sure what these people said. Okay, and I had the notes because he wrote it in notes, and I can't remember, and I don't know where that picture actually is. But let me tell you this, man. Okay, whoever these fans are, they should be ashamed of themselves. Okay, because these, at the end of the day, these players, they play for your entertainment. Okay, they are playing obviously to make a living for themselves, but again, they are playing, and you're getting entertained by it. So I don't understand why you're gonna go as far as, again, making a racial slur or coming up with an anti-gay slur. I don't understand it because there's no need for it. It's as simple as that. These people and these fans, they get out of control, Nate. And they end up saying stuff that they're not supposed to be saying. And again, it's wrong. Okay, it's absolutely wrong. It's absolutely disgusting. It shouldn't be tolerated at all. But you know what? Let me talk about a different topic at that too. Okay, I love how these people say it online. Okay, you know why? Because you're behind that phone, and when you're behind that phone, you can get all finger happy, and you can just start typing words that you like. You know why? Because that person, that athlete that you're talking about, I guarantee you wouldn't say that to his face, and if you did, then you are very shameful. It's as simple as that. These people, Nate, they go above and beyond with these types of things. Okay, they get all finger happy and they start texting and they start tweeting and commenting on everything. And sometimes they go above and beyond and they end up coming up with stuff that they shouldn't be saying. Okay, come on, seriously. There's no need to bring race into something. There's no need to bring anti-gay slurs and anything. Okay, and at the same time, these people are just immature. Okay, at the end of the day, there's stuff a lot bigger than sports. If your team gets eliminated from the playoffs, okay, at the end of the day, you're gonna wake up the next day most likely, because not every day is guaranteed, but you're gonna wake up the next day living. Okay, you're gonna still go on about your day. You're still gonna go to work. You're still gonna go to school. You're gonna still do the things that you've been doing, whether your team wins or loses. So there's stuff that's much bigger than life. The fact that you're over here giving this man racial abuse because your team lost, that's pitiful. That's childish, and it's disgusting. Okay, so let this be okay. Now let me tell people something. Okay, if you're gonna go to a game, if you're gonna watch a game on TV, watch it as a fan. Don't watch it. Okay, you watch as a fan. As a fan, watch it from like a player's perspective. If you want to, okay, we talk about it so many times. This guy's not doing good. This guy's not doing that. And we're guilty. When we're talking on the TV, we're like, this guy sucks. Blah blah blah. But I'll tell you one thing. We don't. I would never bring anti-gay slurs or racial abuse onto a player. That's just wrong. Okay, because at the end of the day, I'm mad at the way they're performing. But at the end of the day, it's not worth giving them racial abuse, because people don't understand this too. You could find those comments, like there have been instances, Nate, where a lot of players and a lot of athletes have been fined for past comments that they made. Okay, and not even athletes, the celebrities in general. I remember Kevin Hart got a lot of backlash for comments that he made. And it was like, I don't know, they were like kind of, again, they were kind of like anti-gay comments, and he ended up clarifying himself. He ended up apologizing. The wrestler Sammy Guevara, he ended up making comments about Sasha Banks that he ended up regretting. You know what I'm saying? These things come back. So at the end of the day, you're hurting yourself by typing in these coming up with racial abuse towards McKenzie. You're hurting yourself by coming out by yelling anti-gay slurs. Okay, it's just wrong, man. It really is. They're really hurting themselves, because at the end of the day, whether your team wins or loses, you still wake up the next morning most likely, and you still do everything that you do throughout the day. So there is no reason. So there's a lot of things bigger than sports. So there's no reason for you to do this, because at the end of the day, you're affecting not just yourself but others as well. So with that being said, to Mark McKenzie, I'm sorry that you had to go through this. Absolutely nobody should be going through anything, and nobody should be judged by their race, religion, who they like, who they're attracted to, nothing like that. So I'm sorry that he had to go through that. And yeah, Nate, he is absolutely right. These people need to be held more accountable.
Yeah, they do. And going back to what you said about the notes, I actually have it open, so I'll read it right now if you want me to.
Appreciate that.
This is what it says. It says, I've been debating on whether I post anything about what's been going on, because I don't want to take attention from Sunday incredible moments that occurred on Sunday. This team from top to bottom has a bond that is unlike any other I've experienced. We should celebrate and cherish how special it was, respectfully, because it's a match that will go down in the history books. However, the racial abuse and attacks on myself, my teammates, and our families just isn't acceptable, not as athletes, but as humans. There's no denying it. It wasn't my greatest performance in a massive match. I accept that. Mistakes aside, the remarks during and after the match have no place in a beautiful team we love or in the spaces supposed to unite. Supporters or not supporters, fans or not, it's about having respect for your fellow brothers and sisters from various corners of the earth because our diversity is what makes us so powerful. We as a people must do better in the organizations and corporations with the power to hand our repercussions need to step up and be held accountable as well. No more lip service. You're either a positive change or part of the problem. So yeah, that's what he had to say about that. And that was on his Twitter, and I'll link it in the description down below. But yeah, I don't understand, dude. And I'm gonna be honest, this happens very, very commonly in soccer, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't happen in general.
Agree.
And I feel like ever since these fans have been allowed to come back into the stadiums, and they've been absolutely a-wire.
Right.
You look at the NBA, they've been very physical with the players. Look at the MLB, they're very physical with the fans. You see a lot of videos online of fighting each other in the damn stands. As funny as it is, it's still stupid.
Right. During the Yankees and Red Sox game, I could have sworn I seen a fan throw the ball back in kind of like what the Red Sox did to Giancarlo Stanton, except that dude didn't have as good as an arm as the Red Sox fan, which is just that Red Sox are better at the Yankees. Okay, but I'm just joking. All jokes aside, fans are getting out of control.
Yeah, they are. And earlier this year, the Yankees fans were throwing stuff on the field because that was in that stint where they weren't doing so good. I mean, they're not really doing that much better anyway, but still, you get my point. You're still doing things that are, you know what I mean? Like, my question is, why are you going to spend that kind of money on a ticket and do stuff like that? Right. I don't care if there was a motive or not behind it. You still wasted that kind of, like, those tickets don't come cheap.
Agree.
You know what I mean? Those, I have a hard time trying to find a ticket for all my team's games. I want to at least go to one of them this year. I have a hard time finding it because they're so damn expensive. And you people spend $200, $300 on one ticket or multiple tickets, depending on how many people you go with, and you do stuff like this. Like, come on now. Like, give that, if you're gonna do that, give the person a ticket that actually won't do that stuff. It really just annoys me. Going back to the internet thing, it doesn't just happen in the arenas or the stadiums or whatever. It happens online too. And the stupidest part about it, Mario, is, again, like you said, some people are keyboard warriors. You know what I mean? Some people, and what's even worse is that you say it online. Some people are dumb enough that they don't even know that their information's on there. You also got to think about it like that. Some people will go to the ends of the earth to try and find your information, literally find you or find out who you are. People will do that.
Agree.
Not everybody, but there are people out there that will do that.
And not only
even hackers will do it.
Right, I agree. And not only that, the reason why I kept bringing up is because the next day, most likely you're gonna wake up, is because your life is still gonna go on. You're going to go to your job. You're putting yourself at risk because of what you just posted or what you just commented about.
Everything gets exposed.
Exactly. If your job finds that, you might get fired. So that's what I'm saying. Not only are you affecting him, but you're affecting yourself as well by putting that hate on him racially, even though that's really unacceptable. If you want to get mad at him over the way he played, fine, but if you're going to get mad at him if you're going to come back at him because of his skin color, that's just, again, it's wrong and it shouldn't be happening.
It's just wrong. Absolutely. And so, if you're going to the game, don't waste your ticket. I'm not saying you can't go to the game or spend $200, $300. That's not what I'm saying. You can have yourself a fun time, but don't spend that kind of money, then go to the game and do stuff like this. It's one thing to get drunk at the ballpark or whatever, but it's just a completely another thing when you're doing stuff like this. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's really not much else I have to say, other than that, other than the fact that, you look at athletes, they get a lot of heat, man. Obviously, especially elite athletes, they're expected to be elite, but when they're not, they get absolutely hailed on. You know what I mean? Because you're expected to play good every single day. Not everybody is going to play good actually, I shouldn't say not everybody. I should say everybody, because not everybody is going to play good on every single day. We're all going to have our bad days, and that's just life. That's something we have to deal with. There's just no going around it. I had a wise man once tell me, you can never be perfect, but you can always be at your best. If you kind of get where I'm going with that.
Right.
I'll always remember that. But that's really all I had to say. So with that being said, I do apologize if this had to happen to him. It's very, very unnecessary, and this stuff shouldn't be happening at all. And I do wish him the best of luck. Same thing with his team. I do wish him the best of luck. And to the fans out there, if you're gonna go to the game, enjoy yourselves. If you want to call out the player, fine. Call them out on their performance, like Mario says, but don't call them out the person, because at the end of the day, they're still humans too. Because it's more than sports, as some people have to understand that. So with that being said, to the fans, just chill out, please.